Hi guys, this is the mentor Shaurya Goswami. Welcome or welcome back to the Legal Vibe. As only 10 to 12 days left for the Clat, you guys must be worried about all of that which is going on. And to be honest, it is the most obvious and most justified reaction at this time, the stress, the anxiety, the nervousness. I totally get it. But there are some things which can substantially reduce it. So one of them is how to approach your all of your sections in a Clat paper. So this is actually very important. No matter what you did in the last 2 years of your preparation or 1 year or 6 months, whatever. What all matters is what you do in that 2 hours. Clat is majorly an exam of strategy and approach. That is why today I'm going to tell you the most appropriate approach, not just according to me, but the around 5 to 600 students I mentored, and I've seen two Clat cycles, so that's how I know it. To start with, let's go for the elephant in the room, which is CR. Obviously, it is the most traumatizing and daunting section in your Clat preparation. So, how to approach CR passages such that तुम्हारा CR का passage गलत ना हो, तुम्हारे questions गलत ना हो. See, it is critical reasoning, and as I always actually emphasize on is go and look for the argument. It is very important, and actually that is what you have to do in CR passages. While you're reading the passage, approach the passage as you are going to find out the main argument. You're not reading the passage to read it or understand it. Basically, you're just there to find out the argument, just to see what the author is trying to say there. Because all the questions in CR, like at least almost all the questions, are based on what the author is trying to say. For example, strengthening, weakening, assumptions, logical fallacies, paradox, conclusion, and everything. It is actually based on the argument itself, right? So once you get the argument out of the passage, you don't really have to visit the passage again and again, which actually saves up a lot of time for you. So one thing students usually come up with is that they couldn't solve the passage because they were really confused about the matter of the passage. Like there was a science concept, there was something thermodynamics, they did not get it, they did not understand it, and that is why they could not attend the passages. But what I want to say to them and to all of you is, see, if you don't understand the passage, it's fine. You're not a scientist. You're not supposed to be a scientist, and that paper is not supposed to be a science paper, right? It is a reading comprehension paper. The section is particularly about just read the passage, get the argument out, and solve it. So, as long as you know what the author has said in the passage, what the author is discussing in the passage, you're good to go. You don't really have to understand each bit of the passage. I guess this might come out as a controversial statement, but that is what it is. See, if you have the argument out, you're good to go. Doesn't matter if you didn't get it, whatever there was. Seriously. Okay? And yeah, that's it. You go to the questions and you see what part of the argument is it talking about. It will always be on an argument. That will be in the passage. So, yeah, I guess we are done with CR. I'm not taking a lot of time seriously because I need it to be clear and crisp, and also I need you guys to get it. That's why I'm repeating some points. If I repeat something, that means it actually holds a lot of significance, right? So before proceeding further, let's talk about one thing, which is mocks. See, it is really important. You have to give mocks at this point. Just 10 to 12 days left for Clat. You really need to level up your Clat game, and for that you need to solve a lot of mocks from all the different kinds of institute you get, because solving different mocks will make you habituated to score in actually solve any kind of paper that comes into your actually exam day, right? So here's where our sponsors come in. So OSWAAL has actually released a proper mock book. So here's a details. Clat aspirant. So this was the book I was talking about, the 10 mock test papers by OSWAAL books. So when you come to the contents, you see that they have mentioned tips and tricks to crack the exam. Then there are the overview of the exam, then the latest syllabus of Clat, the eligibility criteria, 2020 से लेकर 2023 का जो भी कट ऑफ रहा NRF रैंकिंग्स प्लस ट्रेंड एनालिसिस 2024 से 2020 का ऑल द सिलेक्शन ट्रेंड एनालिसिस प्लस तुम्हें प्रॉपर पहले तो प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर मिलेगा 2024 का, फिर प्रॉपर 10 मॉक्स मिल जाएंगे तुम्हें जो तुम अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो, एंड इट इज रियली हेल्पफुल. The description box has the link for this. You can just buy it. from there, and it is really helpful, and mocks are really important for this. Coming on to the next section, which is RC on a related note, because it's kind of same as CR. In CR, what the author says is called as main argument. So that's how you refer to the main argument, and you actually try to find the main argument in the passage. But it's the same in RC. What the author says in RC is referred as the main idea of the passage. So when you are approaching these sections, when you're reading a section in RC, what you have to do is you have to look for the main idea of the passage, basically what the author is talking about, because that's how you have your questions, right? So, and also when you read the passage, say connect karke, so what I'm saying is you don't really have to read each and every single word of the passage. Yeah, this might actually come as a controversial statement again, but you don't have to read the exact word, every word in the passage. It's not important. You just need to get the crux of the passage, what the author is saying in the passage. So you can just read by connecting the passage, like connecting different sentences. थोड़ा सा तेज पढ़ोगे, skimming and reading के बीच का जो point होता है, if you do that, you are good to go, right? And अगर ऐसा होगा कि कोई ज़्यादा questions तो जो तुमने main idea समझा उससे ही हो जाएंगे, but if you have to refer back to the passage, you will know vaguely where that line is, and you can just refer back to that line if the question is talking about that line. So this also saves you time. You don't really have to see the entire passage again and again and again. You have the main idea, and in the question itself it's given what line you have to refer to. So it's good. And also, if you have the problem that you can't retain much in your passages, this actually happens when you try to retain everything. If you read each single word, there is a lot to retain, a lot of information to process. That is why you can't retain much. But if you read everything connectedly and you try to get the crux of the passage, the main idea of the passage, there's just one or two sentences you have to remember, which actually saves up your mental space, plus it gives you more clarity and it actually saves your time. So that is it for reading comprehension section. Coming on to the next section, which is GK. One thing I'd say is you should give around 10 minutes to GK. See how very easy it is. Just skim through the passage once. Okay, just skim through it. Okay, and then go to the questions. You have to actually try to relate everything and get to the answers. It's not always like, see, if you know 100% this is the answer, then you mark it. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to make calculated guess, which actually we call as option elimination. Read the passage, get some information, and while you are doing the questions, if you can think of something related, so you can eliminate the options. And also one thing which is really important here is to trust your gut. It's actually really important in GK. See, what I used to do in my mocks and in my Clat paper, what I did was I used it in almost every question, because I knew that I've studied a lot, and my information actually helped me in eliminating other options. So I just went with my gut feeling. I already eliminated two options, and the left two options, the rest of the two options, I just feel like something and I go for it, and it's usually right because I'm not feeling out of the blue. It's something related to what I've studied. So you can try about taking chances. At least you can try to do it in your mocks, right? And there is one thing which vaguely works. I don't know how it works, but it does work. That sometimes you can just look at the pattern that the first option you think of and you mark it, and it's usually incorrect. The second option you mark, which is correct. So now just don't mark the first option, mark the second option you think of, right? This helps. I'm not kidding, seriously, I'm not speaking in the air. It actually helps. And if it's like the first option you marked was always correct, but you actually mark the second option you think of, and which is incorrect, so next time you have stuck, mark the first option, which actually helps. Yeah, that's what did help me at least. And don't shy away from attempting questions. I'm not asking you to make random guesses. तुक्का मार को, जय माता दी बोल के तुक्का मार को मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, but make calculated guesses, eliminate options. That's how you have to do it. So coming on to the next section, which is legal. It is a very standard approach. As I told you, in RC and CR, you don't have to really think about reading a passage, and what you have to think about is to get the main argument and main idea, however sequence it was in. So same in legal, it's all about the essentials in the passage. See, while you're reading a passage, don't read the passage. Try to find out the essentials. Find the essentials, mark them, and when you come to the question, see what happens in legal is usually each of the question is based on some essential given in the passage. See, if they've given you an exception or if they've given you a provision or any kind of essentials, they are going to make a question on it, right? Mark the essentials, and when you go on the question, just see which essential does it relate to. There'd be some similar words, and that essential must be used in some way in the question itself, right? Connect the dots, and then while you come to the options, see, usually we know what is if that the person should be guilty or not, but what we are confused is in that what should be the reasoning. So the reasoning is always the essential which was given in the passage, given in the question, and now is given in the option. That is the correct answer. So if you are stuck between two options, like yes, you are stuck that which reasoning is better, so read the option and then refer back to the passage if that reasoning is given in the passage or not. If it's not given, then relevant is the option, obviously. And if it's given, if it's great, mark that. And if both of the reasonings are given, go to the question and see that what essential, if the same essentials follows in the question, and if it does, great, mark that option. So basically, essentials flows in legal passages. It's like from the passage to the question to the options. That's how you choose your legal answers, and it is really easy. So you don't really have to read the entire passage and mug up all the information. Just mark the essentials and you're good to go. And if there is no legal provision as such in the passage, treat it like a CR passage or an RC passage. Get the main idea out, get the main argument out, and solve the questions. That's how it is. See, it's all about adaptability. If you can adapt in your paper itself, then you can actually ace it. You have to play on the strengths and weaknesses of the paper, right? It's all about strategy. So coming on to the next section, and also in the last I'm going to tell you what to do if you're stuck. If you just have 5 minutes, you're stuck between two passages, one RC, one CR, or anything. What do you have to do in that situation? Okay, that's gonna be in the last. So about maths, QT. When you come on it, QT. I know it's lame. When you come on QT, what you have to do is, see, just take a look at the passage first. Take a look on both of the questions. Do the easier one first. It's simple. It's as simple as that, and it is actually for every section. While you're doing the questions, while you come on the passage, see if it's difficult. If it's difficult, skip it, go to the next passage. Do it first. See, for example, for CR, you have 25 minutes. Okay, you read the first passage, not actually read the first passage, you just see and it seems difficult, you skip to the next passage and you do it. You do the third passage, you do the fourth passage, and then you come back to the fifth passage because you have 5 minutes left. That's how you do it. You do the easy marks first, right? That makes sense. Get the easy marks first. And at the end, for example, one passage in legal is left and one question set in maths is left. And you have like 6 to 7 minutes. And so thinking about assuming that you can actually solve that QT that set in 7 minutes, and you can also solve that legal passage in 6 to 7 minutes, what you should go with is QT. Why? Because in legal, there is chances to get a question wrong. In QT, if you think you can solve it, and if it's solvable, you're getting 6 out of 6. That is how you do it, right? If you are stuck in the last, you have time and you're done with all the sections, but some passage of each section is left, you do it the same way again. You do the easy first, then again if you have time, you go to the difficult one. Get the easy marks first. That's what it's about. Okay, so this was all about the approach, which is actually one of the most important elements of the Clat preparation you need to focus on. And we'll be coming with more videos before a Clat, which will actually help you on the exam day and before that, right? So yeah, I hope it helped, and I did try to make it short. And best of luck for your preparation. Don't stress out, dude. You've got it. तुमसे नहीं होगा तो किसी से नहीं होगा. My teacher used to say it. Sayonara.